This show is produced by the Harwood Podcast Network.
Hey there, I'm Cameron Harris. We love making this show available to you free of charge, and you can help keep it that way by making a contribution to our Karma Jar or by becoming one of our sponsors. To learn more, visit our website. Hey there guys, and welcome to another episode of Game On. I'm Cameron Harris, and today I'm going to be reviewing the video game Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Now you might recall that earlier in the Game On series, we've actually reviewed both Assassin's Creed 1 and Assassin's Creed 2. Now this is different than Assassin's Creed 3. This is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which continues on the story that was set in motion in Assassin's Creed 2. Now, if you haven't played the previous two Assassin's Creed games, I highly recommend you do so. They're both fantastic, and you really need to play them to kind of set up the storyline for Brotherhood. Now, before we get started, let me just set the scene for you real quick. In the Assassin's Creed series, the main character is a man named Desmond Miles. Now, Desmond is a modern-day person who is descendant from a line of truly legendary assassins. Now, the Assassins are an ancient organization that are dedicated to fighting against the evil Templars, who want to essentially enslave humanity. Now, in the modern day, Desmond is using a special machine called an animus to relive his ancestors' memories. Now, in doing so, he's gaining all of their experiences and training and turning Desmond into a full-fledged assassin. Now, in the game, you get to play predominantly as his ancestors. In Assassin's Creed 2 and Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you are playing as Ezio Auditore da Firenze, who is from Renaissance Italy, specifically in Rome. And this is where the backdrop for Assassin's Creed Brotherhood begins. In the game, Rome has been completely taken over by the Borgia, a family of Templars. And as the leader of the assassins, it's Ezio's job to stop them. Now, as I said, most of this game takes place in Rome. And this is a rather interesting departure for the Assassin's Creed series because all of the previous games have taken place over multiple cities. In this case, pretty much the entire game takes place in one city, Rome. Now, Rome is much larger than any of the other cities we've had in the game before, so it doesn't feel any smaller, and it's also nice that they've eliminated the need to have to travel between one city and another. Now, a lot of features from Assassin's Creed 1 and 2 were brought over into Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. For example, free running makes a return appearance, which is a really nice way of getting around the city by jumping from rooftop to rooftop, climbing up walls, spinning around, doing all kinds of acrobatics. It's really, really fun, and it's very easy to do because you don't really have to do hardly anything. Hold down the free run button and move in the direction you want to go, and Ezio will go there, whether it's vaulting over a wall, climbing a tower, diving off of a tower into a haystack. It's a really, really fun way to get around. When it comes to weapons, we also have much of the same. A sword, a dagger, some throwing knives, the hidden blade for assassinating people, as well as, of course, the pistol or hand cannon, which allows you to shoot enemies from a distance. But there are a couple of rather nice additions to the weapons family in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. A very nice addition to the game is the crossbow. Now, this is another weapon that you actually have to buy. You don't earn this weapon, and you don't get it from the start, but if you can save up enough for it, it's really nice. It works much the same way as the pistol does. The difference between it and the pistol, though, is that the crossbow is completely silent. So you can now do stealth assassinations from afar, which is really, really nice. Also, you notice pretty early on that although combat in the game is very similar to the way it was in Assassin's Creed 2, you have one button for attack and you can block enemy attacks and dodge, pretty simple, but they've added a lot more depth to it. Specifically, one thing that I really like are kill streaks. Now, a kill streak is where you manage to defeat one of your opponents and then transition seamlessly onto the next one. Now, if you manage to do that, you will kill your next opponent with one strike, and you can keep moving on from guard to guard to guard and just eliminate an entire pack of them, as long as you don't miss and you also don't get hit. That is a tricky thing. You've got to make sure that if someone does come at you and attack you, you can dodge, otherwise you lose the kill streak and you have to start over. It's a very nice addition to the combat system, and it's visually stunning. The animations that they have for all of the different kill moves are really pretty impressive, and they're different depending on what weapon you have selected. Rome is starting to become rather dilapidated with the Borgia's presence. Now, if you have enough coins, you can actually purchase and renovate shops. We saw these shops in Assassin's Creed 2, but now you actually have to renovate them before you can use them. Blacksmiths, of course, allow you to purchase new armor and weapons and ammunition, which is very nice. Tailors will allow you to upgrade your pouches, which allow you to hold more items like throwing knives, crossbow bolts, or poison. And then there are banks, which is a new addition to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Banks allow you to collect income from Rome, because as you renovate the city through its shops or by purchasing landmarks or other buildings, you will actually get income from the city over time. Horses are another new addition to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Now, we had horses in Assassin's Creed 1 and 2, but we could only ride them when we were traveling between cities. Well, there's only one city now, so there's no traveling between them. So in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, horses are available throughout the city. All you have to do is press a button to whistle for one, and one will ride up next to you. This is really handy for traveling throughout the city very quickly. Now, another big thing that they added to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, which I personally love, are assassin recruits. These are citizens that are trying to rebel against the Borgia. If you fight off their attackers, they will pledge themselves to your cause, and they will actually enter training to become a full-fledged assassin just like you.
The liberation of Roma has begun.
Your courageous example I would gladly follow.
Once you've recruited assassins to your cause, you can call them at any time by pressing the Call Assassins button. Now, if you do that while you have an enemy targeted, the assassins will appear out of hiding places and instantly assassinate that target for you. If you have enough assassin recruits available, you can even hold down the Call Assassins button, and that will cause them to launch an arrow strike. Using crossbows, they will take out every enemy that is in your sight. Now, unfortunately, you can't constantly call up your assassins to fight alongside you. Once you call them, you lose what's called an assassin signal. Once the assassin that you've called up disappears, that signal needs time to recharge. And if you hold down the attack button for the arrow strike, all 3 signals will need to recharge. You gain more signals over time with a maximum of 3. Something else you can do with your assassin recruits is send them on contracts. Now, these contracts are jobs that the assassins need done that are posted all over Europe. Now, when you find a job that looks good, you can send up to 5 assassins on that job to try and complete it. Once you've sent an assassin out on a contract, he or she will become unavailable to you for a short period of time. That could be a couple of minutes or it could be 15 minutes. It depends on how difficult the mission is. But once they come back, they will have completed the mission, earned you some money from the Assassin Guild, and they will also have gained a lot of experience. Now, even though Ezio, the character you play, doesn't have experience points, your assassin recruits do, and as they gain more, they will level up until they finally reach the rank of full assassin. Now, as they gain new skill points, you can spend those points to upgrade their armor or their weaponry. Now, by far, the biggest thing that they added to Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is online multiplayer. With online multiplayer, you're not playing as Desmond Miles in an Animus, you're playing as a Templar agent in modern day, hooked up to an Animus for training purposes. You get to play as different Templar agents from Renaissance Italy, all of which are actually targets in the story mode of the game, which is an interesting tie-in, and you have a lot of different game modes to choose from. My personal favorite mode, and the one that I'll be focusing on, is a mode where you're actually placed in a map with a bunch of other online players. Now, you each choose your own character, and the entire map is populated with different versions of that character played by the computer. But one of each type of character is actually controlled by another player. And your goal is to assassinate the other players while avoiding being assassinated yourself.
Massacre.
Now, this is really cool because you have to act as normal as possible and blend in as much as you can to make sure the other players don't catch you while simultaneously looking for your target and finding and assassinating them. This is all about blending in as much as you possibly can. It's very, very fun, and I would definitely recommend giving it a try. Now, something that I've always loved about the Assassin's Creed series is that it has a great storyline. Now, that storyline is continued in Brotherhood, and if you're already a fan of the Assassin's Creed series, you will definitely not want to miss this game. So in my opinion, Assassin's Creed Brotherhood is a fantastic game and a tremendous addition to the Assassin's Creed series. Now, if you haven't played the Assassin's Creed games before, I would highly recommend you do so. If you're not sure yet, check out the reviews that we have on our website at www.harwoodpodcast.com of all the other games in the Assassin's Creed series. You can check out all of our other Game On reviews there as well. Also be sure to check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/HowardPodcast. There you'll get updates every time we upload a new show, and you also get some pretty cool behind the scenes looks at the network. And of course, if you have any questions or comments for me about the show, suggestions for games that I should review in the future, please send me an email at Cameron@HarwoodPodcast.com. I would love to hear from you guys. Until next time, game on.